for it's impossible to make sense out of what is senseless. Some chanted, "Do something." And they were absolutely right. We must do something. And that is exactly what we are going to do.
Right now at 5, reducing gun violence. Ohio Governor Mike DeWine calls for change after the weekend's shooting in Dayton. People all across Ohio continue mourning. This morning, Governor Mike DeWine unveiled proposals to address the potential for violence from both law enforcement and mental health perspectives. 27 First News senior reporter Jerry Ricciuti has a closer look at the governor's plans.
Just as Governor Mike DeWine was about to begin speaking, voices could be heard screaming the words, "Do something," outside the room. The governor heard the same thing Sunday night at a vigil in Dayton following the weekend's mass shootings.
We must do something. And that is exactly what we are going to do.
With his wife Fran and the lieutenant governor standing with him, DeWine laid out 17 proposals, many of which will require legislation. The first would allow courts around the state to issue what the governor calls safety protection orders.
These orders, which would be granted upon clear and convincing evidence, would allow the removal of firearms from potentially dangerous individuals and get them the mental health treatment that they need.
Others would free up bed space in state psychological hospitals for patients who now can't be admitted, as well as setting aside $675 million as part of the new state budget for school intervention programs for students with behavioral problems.
These schools can design tailored programs, working with their local mental health providers or other social service agencies to help these kids earlier in life.
While others, including President Trump, have called for better screening of people who buy guns, DeWine said Ohio needs to change its laws as well.
I'm asking the General Assembly to pass a law that requires background checks for all firearm sales in the state of Ohio.
Although the governor says many of his proposals had already been in the works prior to the Dayton shootings, he wanted to be sure the plans would be acceptable by all sides, including conservatives.
Because if we presented that bill to this General Assembly without that, the bill would go nowhere.
In the end, DeWine said all sides need to work together.
We can come together to do these things to save lives.
Jerry Ricciuti, WKBN 27 First News.